You cannot stand to be alone with yourself. And you know it. That's why you fill every silence with a podcast. Why you scroll until your eyes burn. Why you say yes to invitations you hate just to avoid an empty Saturday night. Why you keep the TV on even when you're not watching it. Why you drink alone but tell yourself it's relaxing. You are not relaxing. You are running. And what you're running from is the one person you can never escape, yourself. Here's the truth you've been avoiding. If you cannot sit in a room alone for 30 minutes without reaching for a distraction, you are not in control of your life. You are a slave to noise, a prisoner of other people's voices, a coward hiding from the only battle that matters, the one inside your own head. And until you face that battle, nothing else you do will matter. Not the career, not the relationship, not the money. Because you are building a life on top of a foundation made of sand. And when the noise stops, when you're alone in a hospital bed, or sitting at a funeral, or facing retirement, the truth will be waiting for you, and it will be devastating. Today we fix this. No theory, no philosophy, just the brutal truth about why solitude terrifies you, and the exact protocol to master it before it's too late. In 1670, a French philosopher named Blaise Pascal wrote something that should haunt every man over 40. All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Not some problems, all of them. Think about it. Every toxic relationship you've stayed in, you couldn't stand being alone. Every soul-crushing job you've tolerated, you couldn't handle the silence of unemployment. Every scroll session at midnight, you couldn't face your own thoughts. Most men spend their entire lives running from themselves. They fill every moment with something, anything, to avoid the confrontation. And they call this productivity. They call this staying busy. They call this networking. But it's not. It's cowardice. Because in the silence, you have to face the inventory, the wasted years, the bad decisions, the promises you broke to yourself, the man you said you'd become versus the man staring back at you in the mirror. And that reckoning is so uncomfortable, so confronting, that you will do anything to avoid it. You will enter relationships you don't want. You will work jobs that hollow you out. You will scroll, drink, binge watch, gamble, eat, anything to fill the void. Because the void is terrifying. Not because it's empty, but because it's full. Full of the truth you've been suppressing. And here's the trap. The more you run, the scarier it gets. Because every year you avoid yourself is another year of ammunition, another year of regret, another year of what if, until finally on your deathbed, you get the silence you avoided your whole life, and it's too late to do anything with it. So let me ask you directly, when was the last time you sat alone, in silence for 30 minutes? No phone, no music, no book, no task, just you and your thoughts. If you can't remember, you're not living your life. Your life is living you. We need to make a brutal distinction here, because most men confuse solitude with loneliness, and that confusion keeps them trapped. Loneliness is weakness. It's the feeling that you are incomplete without others, that you need external validation to justify your existence. Loneliness is the desperate, clawing sensation that drives you to reach for your phone at 11 p.m., scrolling for the dopamine hit of seeing that someone, anyone, has acknowledged you exist. The lonely man texts people he doesn't even like just to avoid the silence. He says yes to events that drain him because being alone feels like death. He talks constantly, filling every pause with words, because silence feels like failure. Solitude is power. It's the recognition that you are whole on your own, that you don't need others to complete you. Solitude is chosen. Loneliness is inflicted. Solitude builds. Loneliness destroys. Here's the test. If you are alone and you feel empty, that is loneliness. If you are alone and you feel full, that is solitude. And here's what nobody tells you. You cannot build anything meaningful in your life until you master solitude. Because every decision you make while running from yourself is a bad decision. Every relationship you enter while desperate for connection is doomed. Every goal you chase while seeking approval is a trap. You must first establish sovereignty over your own mind. You must become comfortable in your own presence. You must stop needing the world to validate you, and that requires time, uninterrupted, undistracted, uncomfortable time, alone. The Stoics called this autarkia, self-sufficiency, not isolation, not coldness, but the capacity to generate your own peace, your own purpose, your own worth from within. And once you have this, you become dangerous, not to others, to mediocrity, to wasted potential, to the life you settled for, but you cannot reach it while surrounded by noise. So how do you actually do this? How do you build the capacity for solitude when every fiber of your being is screaming for distraction? Here's the protocol. Simple, but brutal. Rule 1, the morning silence, 15 minutes every day before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, before you consume anything from the world. You sit in silence with your thoughts, not meditation, not journaling, just sitting with the discomfort. This will be excruciating at first. Your brain will manufacture emergencies. You need to check your email. What if something happened overnight? This is a waste of time. Ignore it. That voice is your addiction talking. What happens in this silence? Your real thoughts surface, not the performative ones you have around others. The deep, honest, sometimes shameful ones you've been suppressing. Let them come. Don't judge. Don't fix. Just observe. 15 minutes, every single morning. Non-negotiable. This is the anchor. This breaks your dependency on external stimulation. Rule 2, the solitary walk. 30 minutes, no input. Once per day, you walk alone. No music, no podcast, no audiobook. Just you, your feet, and the world. This is not exercise, this is therapy. This is where your mind processes what it couldn't process while you were busy. The rhythm of walking creates clarity. Solutions emerge, not because you force them, but because you created space for them. Marcus Aurelius walked the palace gardens every morning. Steve Jobs walked barefoot through Palo Alto to solve problems. Not because it was trendy, because it works. But here's the key. Resist the urge to capture every insight. Don't reach for your phone. Let the thought exist in your mind. If it's important, you'll remember it. This teaches you to trust your mind instead of outsourcing it to your device. Rule 3, 1 phone-free day per week. Your phone is destroying you. The average person checks it 96 times per day, once every 10 minutes. You are not in control. Your phone is. 1 full day per week, turn it off. Not on silent. Off. Put it in a drawer and live like a human being for 24 hours. This will feel like withdrawal, because it is. You are addicted, and like any addict, you will rationalize. But I need it for emergencies. No, you don't. People survive for thousands of years without a glowing rectangle in their pocket. What you're really afraid of is being alone with yourself. And that's exactly why you need to do this. 1 full day, every 2 weeks, completely alone. No family, no friends, no obligations. Just you. You can read, write, walk, think. But you do it alone. This is advanced, but necessary, because extended solitude reveals things that short bursts cannot. It reveals how much of your personality is performance, how many of your beliefs are just borrowed opinions from people you don't even respect. The first time, you'll hate it. You'll find excuses. This is selfish. My family needs me. These are lies. You're not that important. The world will survive without you for 1 day. By the 3rd or 4th time, something shifts. You start to protect this day. You start to realize this isn't time away from your life. This is your life. Everything else is distraction. So you've done it. You've sat in silence. You've walked alone. You've turned off your phone. Now what? What happens next is not what you expect. You expect some profound revelation, some instant clarity. That's not how it works. What actually happens is this. First, the noise clears. All the voices in your head, the critic, the victim, the people pleaser, they quiet down. And you realize most of your thoughts are not original. They're just reactions, echoes, loops. Second, you see the patterns. You notice you think the same thoughts every day, worry about the same things, replay the same arguments. Your mind is a broken record, and until you sat in silence, you didn't even know it was playing. Third, you confront the shame, the mistakes, the failures, the people you hurt, the potential you wasted. In the silence, you cannot hide from it, and your instinct is to run. Don't. Sit with it. Let it burn, because shame is just information. It's your conscience telling you that you violated your own values. Now you know. Now you can change. Fourth, you discover your real desires, not the ones society planted in you, not the ones your parents wanted, but what you actually want. This is terrifying because it might mean you've been living the wrong life, but it's also liberating because now you can course correct. Fifth, you meet your potential. You get glimpses of who you could be if you stop wasting time. Stop seeking approval, stop tolerating mediocrity, and that man is so far beyond who you are now that it's almost insulting. Good, use that as fuel. But let me give you one critical warning. There is a dark side to this. Some men retreat into solitude not to build themselves, but to hide. They call it self-sufficiency when it's really just fear. They say they don't need anyone when what they mean is they're too afraid to be vulnerable. This is not solitude. This is isolation, and isolation will destroy you. Here's the test. After your time alone, do you feel stronger or weaker? Do you feel more capable of engaging with the world or more justified in avoiding it? If solitude makes you bitter, cynical, or disconnected from humanity, you're doing it wrong. The Stoics were not hermits. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. Seneca advised emperors. They engaged with the world, but they did so from a place of internal strength, not desperate need. Solitude is the root system, but a tree with only roots is useless. You need branches too. Time alone to build strength, time in the world to use it. The goal is not to become a monk on a mountain. The goal is to become a man who can function in chaos without being controlled by it. Here's the paradox. The more comfortable you become being alone, the better you become with others. When you don't need people, you can finally choose them. When you don't need approval, you can give honest feedback. When you don't need connection, you can offer real intimacy. The man who cannot be alone is always performing, always calculating how to be liked, exhausting to be around. But the man at peace with himself, he shows up differently. He listens because he's not waiting for his turn to talk. He's honest because he's not afraid of conflict. He's present because he's not scanning for validation. This week, start small. 15 minutes of morning silence. One 30-minute walk with no input. Notice what happens. Notice how hard it is. Notice what thoughts emerge. Because you cannot build the life you want on top of a foundation of distraction. You must first build the fortress inside yourself. The place where your peace lives, where no one can touch it. And that work can only happen in one place. The silence, alone, with yourself, with the truth. Start today, not tomorrow. Today, 15 minutes. No phone, no distraction. Just you. If you can't do that, you don't have a time problem. You have a courage problem, and time is running out.